They'll be there for you like they've been there before. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best friendship moments on Friends.
I gotta tell you, this really does put me in a better mood.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the sweetest and most heartwarming moments between these 6 small-screen buddies. Number 10. Rachael moves out. When Monica and Chandler decide to move in together, it marks the end of an era for longtime roommates Monica and Rachael. On their last night together, the two get increasingly weepy as Monica laments that she has to live with a boy.
And I have to live with a boy!
To cheer them up, Phoebe suggests they list things they won't miss about each other instead.
I have one.
Of course, this totally backfires and devolves into a huge fight. But in the end, of course, they remember all the things they love about one another, reminding us all that even great friendships aren't always perfect.
And you know what we should do? Bring Monica and then we can all live there together. We'll have so much fun!
Number 9. Monica gives up her baby name for Rachael. When Rachael finds out she's pregnant, she and Ross have a hard time picking baby names together.
I like Ruth. What about Ruth?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we having an 89-year-old?
And by the time she actually gives birth, she still hasn't decided on the perfect name for her daughter.
So, do you know what you're gonna call her yet?
Oh, wait a minute. It's not going to be baby girl? I thought that was so original.
Monica is nervous about telling Rachael the name she has always imagined giving to her own daughter. But eventually she relents after Rachael begs and promises not to steal it. As soon as Rachael hears the name Emma, she knows it's perfect. In this heartwarming moment, Monica lets Rachael take the name, telling her that Rachael is more important to her than a name could ever be. We'll give you a moment to scoop your heart off the floor.
Take it.
What?
She's clearly an Emma.
Oh, honey, but you love that name.
Yeah, but I love you more.
Number 8. The Knapp Partners.
You want something to drink?
Sure, what do you got?
Warm milk and Excedrin PM?
There are a few instances on Friends where the guys are reluctant to embrace their emotions when it comes to their friendship with one another, and this is definitely one of them. Ross and Joey accidentally fall asleep together while watching a movie and feel confused about it when they wake up. Joey asserts that it was the best nap he's ever had and tries to recreate the experience, but Ross doesn't feel comfortable being so intimate with him.
We can't do it again.
Why not?
Because it's weird!
Eventually, though, he gives in because, hey, your gender shouldn't stop you from enjoying a good snuggle with friends.
Great nap.
It really was.
Number 7. Joey kisses Chandler on New Year's Eve.
Hey, do you guys know what you're doing for New Year's?
Oh,
Hey, what? What is wrong with New Year's?
In the show's first season, on the first New Year's that the gang is all together, they agree to not invite dates to the party so they can enjoy their time with one another instead.
I say this year, no dates. We make a pact, just the 6 of us. Dinner.
Of course, things don't exactly go as planned, and by the time the countdown is starting, Chandler is left with no one to kiss when the clock strikes midnight. He starts yelling for someone to kiss him, and Joey steps up when no one else will. That's what friends are for, right?
All right, somebody kiss me. Somebody kiss me, it's midnight. Somebody kiss me, it's midnight. It's one time.
Number 6. Joey goes vegetarian for Phoebe.
Can't believe it. The baby wants bologna. Baby wants me to eat meat. I can't eat meat.
Wait! Maybe it's a pickle.
When Phoebe's pregnant with her brother's triplets, she starts having food cravings that don't exactly line up with her moral values. Because the babies obviously want her to eat meat, she just can't help herself, despite her longtime vegetarian status. She feels awful about it though, and that's when Joey decides to make the ultimate sacrifice for his friend.
Hey, what if I said I could even things out for you, meat-wise?
He says he'll give up meat so that no more animals are harmed during her pregnancy. Considering how important Joey's food is to him, this move gives him tons of points in our book.
Joey, I can't believe you would do that for me.
Absolutely. I could be a vegetarian. There's no meat and beer, right?
Number 5. The Jellyfish.
Check this baby out. Dug me a hole.
At the beginning of season 4, all the friends are staying at a beach house together. But things go awry when Joey, Chandler, and Monica decide to go out and have some fun in the sun together. Monica gets stung by a jellyfish, and the guys tell her that the only way to mitigate the pain is to pee on herself.
Well, there's really only one thing you can do.
What? What is it?
You're gonna have to pee on it.
She can't quite get the angle right, so Joey jumps in to offer his services.
No! Joey, we swore we'd never tell.
They'll never understand.
When he gets stage fright, though, Chandler has to take his place. You know you're really close when you're willing to pee on a friend in need.
I wanted to help, but there was just too much pressure. So I turned to Chandler.
Number 4. The gang buys Christmas trees for Phoebe.
I am against innocent trees being cut down in their prime and their corpses grotesquely dressed in like tinsel and twinkly lights. Hey, how do you sleep at night?
When Joey gets a seasonal job at a Christmas tree lot, Phoebe takes a stand and says that she's anti-Christmas tree. She's especially horrified, though, when she finds out what happens to the slightly more Charlie Brown-esque trees that aren't good enough to be sold.
So what happens to the old guys?
Well, they go into the chipper.
Well, I have a feeling that's not as happy as it sounds.
Her friends make a Christmas miracle happen, however, when they buy all the sad brown and spindly trees for her and use them to decorate the apartment. Now every tree gets to fulfill its Christmas destiny. It's extra sweet when you think of how much Monica must have hated this plan.
Merry Christmas! You sang them!
Number 3. Pivot.
I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I bought the right couch.
Often, being a good friend comes with the responsibility of doing something you'd rather not. And if you're young and living the apartment life, that often means helping your friends move their stuff. In this episode, Ross buys a new couch but isn't willing to pay to have it delivered. So he enlists Chandler and Rachael to help him get it to his place.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take it myself, thank you.
It proves to be more difficult than he'd imagined, though, and the limits of their friendship are tested when the task proves to be pretty much impossible. Anyone willing to put up with Ross's pivots is a true friend indeed.
Pivot! Pivot! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Okay, I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
You think?
Number 2. Ross buys Phoebe a bike. We all know that Phoebe had a pretty rough childhood, and it's never more apparent than when she tells the heartbreaking story of how she's never owned her own bike. She describes the bike her neighbor had down to the last detail and says she was just happy to play with the box.
It had a picture of the bike on the front. So I would sit on it and my stepdad would drag me around the backyard.
Ross wants Phoebe to have the same first bike experience that the rest of them did, so he somehow finds her a bike just like the one she described, but in an adult size, of course.
I love it!
Yeah?
Oh, and I love you. Not that way. But the bike got you a lot closer.
She may not be able to ride it, but it's the thought that counts.
I can't believe it. I did it. I rode a bike. I never thought I'd be able to do that.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
What's not to like? Custard? Good. Jam? Good. Meat? Good.
Come on, let's start running. Let's go!
That's a pretty girly hour we just spent. We should probably do something manly, make up for it.
Yeah.
Curl my eyelash.
Yeah.
Number 1. The Game.
She's mad because I know today's her laundry day, and that means she's wearing her old lady underpants.
There's a reason so many people have deemed this the very best episode of Friends. Joey and Chandler claim to know the girls so well that they can guess what's in their grocery bag. And much to Monica and Rachel's chagrin, they're right. This leads to a series of escalating bets that culminates in a massive trivia game orchestrated by Ross that's meant to show who actually knows each other best. This moment is more hilarious than heartwarming, as both sides reveal increasingly intimate and embarrassing information about the other that the audience has never heard before. Did we ever actually find out what Chandler's job is?
It has something to do with transponding. Oh, he's a transponster!
Either way, they shared pretty much everything.
Chandler was how old when he first touched a girl's breast?
14?
No, 19.
Thanks, man.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.